In today's video, we're going to unbox the Halo75, which is a mechanical RGB keyboard from Nuphy. This is a pre-built keyboard that has excellent build quality and sound signature, especially when you consider the price of $130. So whether you are buying your first mechanical keyboard or you're looking to add another one to your collection of keyboards, the Halo75 is something that you definitely want to consider. So in today's video, I'm going to show you what it comes in the box, talk about all the features, and give you my review of the Halo75. Let's get started. What is going on, everybody? It is Mike, and today we are talking about how the quality of pre-built mechanical keyboards has really taken off, I think, in the past 18 to 24 months since Nuphy entered the game. And now I think they're extending that lead even further with another high-quality, moderately priced pre-built keyboard, which is the Halo75. Now, before we start, there are three things that I want to cover. Now, Nuphy sent me this keyboard free of charge, and there's no expectation that I were to make a review or make a video on it. Now that means that not only did I not pay for the keyboard, but that means they didn't pay for any type of review or anything like that. And while they did send me the unit out for free, they have no input whatsoever about what I'm about to talk about, nor were they able to watch the video before it's going live on YouTube. So just so that we're on the same page. Second, if you are watching this video before December 8th, 2022, the Halo75 is available for pre-order on Nuphy's website. So if you decide to buy it, or whether you want to buy a different keyboard, you can use Mike10 for 10% off on your order on their website. The Halo75 retails for $130, and it's available in two different colors that can match any desk setup. You have your choice between an anodized matte black version or the ionic white version, which I have here. For what it's worth, the ionic white version uses a manufacturing technique called electrophosphoresis, or E-white, as it's more commonly called, to create a matte finish that is usually more common to pricier keyboards. Now, outside of choosing the color, there are 6 different hot swappable switches that are choose from that are all going to offer a unique typing experience. There's the G Pro 2.0 from Gateron in either red or brown, as well as the Baby Kangaroo and the Baby Raccoon, in addition to the Night Breeze and the Rose Glacier from Nuphy. This Halo75 that I have here is configured with the Rose Glacier that they sent me, and it has the new Ghost Bar, the new space bar. Now I plan to compare the sound of the Baby Kangaroo switches later on this video, so stay tuned for a typing test. In terms of additional accessories, you can choose between a 2-tone wrist rest that is color matched to your keyboard or shine through keycaps. Now, if you're watching this video during the pre-order, the wrist rest is on sale right now for $19 with your pre-order instead of the regular $29, and the shine through keycaps are going to be free instead of costing $19. Now let's move on to the hardware. The Halo75 is the second high-profile mechanical keyboard with a couple of unique features that make it stand out from its smaller sibling, the Halo65. As the name would suggest, the Halo75 has a 75% layout containing 83 keys, and it's compatible with Mac, Windows, Android, and iOS. The Halo75 is ready to use with your Mac out of the box, and Nuphy includes 17 extra keycaps and 7 switches that can be used really to change up the look and feel of your keyboard, including Windows-specific keys. You can create an all-white aesthetic by changing the spacebar and the directional keys, as well as the escape and the enter keys, or you can swap out those keys for colors that more closely reflect your personality. Now, you might be interested in using a different set of keycaps with this board, so as long as the keycaps themselves support a cherry profile, any keycap should work. Now, I'm looking something for unique for my Halo75, so if you know of something, drop me a link down in the comments below. As far as keycaps, these are all PBT double-shot keycaps measuring 1.3 millimeters thick. Now, the key letters appear to have good font uniformity, though I've heard that some people have had issue with the keys in the past. Now, the black shine-through keycaps are made of ABS plastic, which are not double-shot, which by design, they are thinner material to allow the light to transfer through the north-facing RGB switch. Now, I am not the biggest fan of ABS keycaps because oil from my fingers is visible on the keys themselves, and my OCD kicks in a high gear, just causing me to constantly wipe down the keys. And I just don't want that. Now, I know shine-through keycaps are very big in some communities, so if you know a set of PBT shine-through keycaps, let me know what they are. Moving on to connectivity, you can connect the Halo75 to a device in one of 3 ways. First, the keyboard can connect to your computer using the included color match USB-C to USB-A cable. Second, you have the option of connecting your keyboard to your device using Bluetooth 5.0, and it will connect up to 3 devices. And lastly, the keyboard can connect using the included 2.4 GHz receiver. Now, moving to the back of the keyboard, there is a 3-stage switch to change your connectivity mode from off to wired to wireless. Now, the first unique feature that is on the Halo75 and not on the smaller version is that there is a Mac Windows switch right next to the connectivity toggle. Now, you'll find the 2.4 GHz dongle here on the opposite side, and it is magnetically held in place, which is actually a really cool feature because you don't have to worry about losing it. Now, in terms of performance, the polling rate on Bluetooth is 125 Hz compared to 500 Hz when you're using the 2.4 GHz receiver. Now, for most people, polling performance is not something that you're going to be concerned about because latency or input lag is largely unnoticeable in most situations. But if you're a gamer and you are doing anything more than, I say, casually gaming, you want to use the 2.4 GHz receiver for better performance compared to Bluetooth, of course, or ultimately you make sure that you're using a wired connection for the absolute best performance. Now, in terms of build quality, the Halo75 has a 3-part design. The first part is the bottom housing made of ABS plastic that still has the same rubber feet on the bottom, as well as keyboard feet that will raise the keyboard from 5.5 degrees to 8.5 degrees to ultimately 11 degrees when fully extended. The top housing is made from aluminum upper, which gives the keyboard good rigidity, and it should not allow for too much flex when typing. The middle section is where you find the PCB with the halo light that wraps around the entire keyboard, giving it that floating aesthetic. Now, because I'm giving away this keyboard, I don't want to potentially damage it by opening it up, and I'm going to talk through the various dampening materials that Nuphy is using on this keyboard. The Halo75 has 3 different types of silicone, including plate silicone at the very top, below that followed by PCB silicone, and at the very bottom, there's bottom silicone, including some spacebar silicone and individual dampeners for the larger keys. Now, these materials and the 4,000 mAh battery play into the overall package weight. Coming in at 1,180 grams, the keyboard feels very significant when you pick it up, and for reference, this is roughly the same weight as a half gallon of milk or just a little bit less than a standard bag of onions. And knowing is half the battle. Moving to the top of the keyboard, the top left-hand corner of the keyboard is where the multi-stage side light sits. This communicates battery, connection, and caps lock status, where on the right side sports the embossed Nuphy wordmark. In terms of battery performance, Nuphy quotes the 4,000 mAh battery should get you about 48 hours of usage with all the RGBs turned on, or 240 hours with all of them turned off. In my experience between the Halo65 and the Halo75, which both have a 4,000 mAh battery, I've been getting about 6 days worth of usage with using the keyboard 5 to 6 hours a day with the RGBs turned on and medium intensity. So I think that it should really last, I think most people, somewhere in the neighborhood of about 48 hours. In addition to the halo light encircling the keyboard, there are 83 RGB lights on the PCB and a single side light in the upper left-hand corner that I talked about just a moment ago. Overall, the Halo75 has 10 different backlight modes on the keyboard, 4 different halo light modes, and 4 different hues on the side light. To configure the different backlights, press Function plus the left arrow key to cycle through the different effects, or Function plus the right arrow key to cycle through the different colors. If you want to configure the halo lights, press Function H and the left arrow key to cycle through the different effects, or Function H and the right arrow key to cycle through the different colors. And finally, to configure the side light, hit Function, the question mark, and the left arrow key to cycle through the different effects, or Function, question mark, and the right arrow key to cycle through the different colors. And you can also change the brightness for each mode by pressing the up and down arrow key with the respective key combination. I know many of you like to use your keyboard in a dimly lit or dark room, so I wanted to give you an idea of just how intense the RGBs are at their highest and lowest intensity. Now, if you're stuck choosing between the Halo75 and the Halo65, here's a few data points for you to consider. The Halo75 is about 3/4 of an inch longer and weighs about 6 ounces more than the Halo65. The wrist rest is universal and can be used with either one of the keyboards, and you can easily switch the OS mode on the Halo75 compared to remembering the key combination on the Halo65. Now, for raw measurements, the Halo75 is 12.58 inches by 5.25 by 1.5 inches and weighs 1,180 grams compared to the Halo65, which is 12.5 inches long by 4.5 inches wide by 1 and almost 5 inches tall. The Halo75 adds a top row of 12 function keys, allowing for quick access to commonly performed functions including screen brightness, mission control, expose, dictation, spotlight, media control, as well as volume control to rounding out on F10, F11, and F12. If it matters to you, the cut, insert, and home keys are only available on the Halo75, and the tilde key, which has its own key on the Halo75, where on the Halo65, it is merged with the escape key. Now for the typing test, I have 2 different scenarios that we're going to test here. First, we have the Halo75, which is going to be with the Rose Glacier switches and the updated spacebar design, which Nuphy calls the Ghost Bar. Now next we're going to do the Gateron Baby Kangaroos on the Halo65 with the old spacebar. Now let's take a closer look at the new spacebar design because they are awfully quiet compared to the old one. Now you can see from the design there is some additional dampening material that is being used on the spacebar, which has helped the way that it sounds. Now I don't know about you, but I like the Rose Glacier much better than the Baby Kangaroo, even though I really did like the Baby Kangaroo when I had them. I wouldn't necessarily, kick them out of bed for eating crackers, but I do like it for sure. Now overall, I'm continually impressed with the build quality that Nuphy delivers on the Halo75, especially at the price point of $130. And all things being equal, it's really only a $10 difference between the Halo75 and the Halo65. Now the Halo series offers a unique design with those Greek-inspired columns and the halide that encircles the entire device. And when you consider the optional two-tone wrist rest that further diffuses the light, you're going to get something that is very unique on your desk. From a functional perspective, the RGB lighting is bright, it's color accurate, while it offers reasonable degree of customization, and there's like a million different colors that you can choose from. I think the customization is going to fit most people's needs. Now, nothing is perfect, and I would love to see Nuphy address these two things. First, it's really the omission that there is no Nuphy console software, which is used to customize the keyboard, the keys, is not available for the Mac. This contradicts the fact that the keyboard is Mac first, as it ships with the Mac option keys and features the same keyboard shortcuts that you would find on Mac keyboards. Second, I'd really like to see Nuphy offer a better set of shine-through keycaps that are not ABS for better wear and tactility. So if you're looking for a great mechanical keyboard, it offers customization, high build quality, and has good sound, I think the Halo75 is worth checking out.